So a few people have asked me to look into Formula One rituals. So here's my Ayrton Senna death decode. Ayrton Senna was a Brazilian racing driver who won the Formula One World Drivers' Championships in 1988, 1990, and 1991. Senna is one of 3 Formula One drivers from Brazil to win the World Championship and won 41 Grand Prix and held 65 pole positions, with the latter being the record until 2006. Ayrton Senna is arguably the most famous F1 driver of all time, guys. And his death, for me, was one huge ritual. He was born 3-2-1-60. Just look how 3 + 2 + 1 = 6. But more importantly, 3 + 21 + 60 = 84, a huge Jesuit number. And he began his professional F1 career in 1984. The Jesuit order = 84. He was born on the 81st day of the year. Ritual = 81. Just know that Kobe Bean Bryant = 81. His highest scoring game was 81 points, in which he got in 2006. Know that Kobe died on the 26th day of the year. These ritual sacrifices for these elite athletes are just so connected with the same numbers. In 1988, Senna won his first Formula One World Championship title. When you type in Formula One driver into the Gematria, it = 88. How very interesting. His last birthday before he died was 3/2/1/1994. 3 + 21 + 19 + 94 = 137, a number hugely connected to the number 33, which is heavily connected to the Jesuits and the Masons and the Bible. Autodromo Enzo Adino Ferrari = 137, the venue where he crashed. The address is named Piazza Ayrton Senna da Silva as a tribute. 137 is the 33rd prime. Ayrton = 33, of course, his first name. Renault V10 = 33, the name of the engine of the car he crashed in. He died in Bologna. Bologna = 33. He died on May the 1st, which can be written 5-1. Formula One = 51. And like I said, he's arguably the most famous Formula One driver. The date of his death can be written 1/5, the 1st of May, like 15. 47 is the 15th prime. 47 is a huge number. I've done a video on it. Ayrton Senna = 47. Brazilian = 47. And Ayrton Senna was a Brazilian. Murdered = 47. I believe this was a ritual murder. Born in Santana = 47. And he was buried in Sao Paulo, and Sao Paulo = 47. I don't know how they do these rituals, but they're doing them. Again, I may never know how they're doing them, but they're doing them. Senna won a total of 41 championships during his Formula One career. Again, 41 heavily connected to Kobe Bryant, who died at age 41, and Kobe Bryant = 41. On 5/1/1994, Brazilian Formula One driver Ayrton Senna was killed after his car crashed into a concrete barrier while he was leading the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix at the Autodromo Enzo Adino Ferrari in Italy. San Marino = 41. The time between his last birthday and his death date was exactly 41 days. And just know 41 days is 5 weeks and 6 days, like 56. The race in which he died was scheduled for 61 laps. This is all ritual as well. Ayrton Senna = 61. He ended his career with 610 career points. Brazilian = 61. Tamburello = 61. I'll get to that later. He crashed into a concrete barrier. Concrete barrier = 251, and 251 is the 54th prime. A Senna = 54, and Senna's coffin was allowed to be flown back to his home country on May the 4th, which can be written 5-4. Jesuit order = 54. Just know 8 + 1 = 9, 5 + 4 = 9. The other ritual number 2, 27, 2 + 7 = 9. The race originally scheduled for 61 laps was reduced to 58 laps after Senna's accident. So again, another Kobe overlap. Kobe Bryant = 58. Los Angeles Lakers = 58. I don't know how they're doing these rituals, but they are doing them daily. San Marino Grand Prix equals 271. 271 is the 58th prime, and that's where he crashed, the San Marino Grand Prix. He ended his career with 80 podium finishes, and his last birthday before he died was on the 80th day of the year because he was born on a leap year. It's all ritual, all of it. He died in Bologna, Italy. Bologna, Italy equals 65. And he crashed during lap 7. 7 equals 65 when you type it in. And Senna had 65 pole positions. So again, he crashed during lap 7, and I keep talking about that number. What is it with that number? 7 deadly sins, 7 days in a week. Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, 7 colors in a rainbow. What is it with that number? I want to figure it out. Instead of just decoding sports outcomes, I want to figure out what these numbers mean, why they're so important. I really do. Senna's fatal crash occurred at Tamburello corner of the Imola circuit. Tamburello equals 38. Death equals 38. Murder equals 38. RIP equals 38. You think it's an accident that these equate to 38, guys? He died at age 34. Murder equals 34. 3 plus 4 equals 7. And he crashed on lap 7. And again, even with the speed he was going, it's a ritual. Ayrton Senna was driving 191 miles per hour when he crashed, and they said the steering column was responsible. Society of Jesus equals 191. Bologna, Italy equals 191, where he died. Ayrton Senna achieved 19 fastest laps during his career. 67 is the 19th prime. Steering column equals 67. Sacrificed equals 67. This guy was sacrificed. And he probably did sell his soul to the devil to gain his success. So you don't get the success he had for not doing that. It was reported that he died at 6:40 p.m. Kill equals 64. Again, look at the time where they report these deaths. It's always ritualistic. It's always ritualistic. So I'm going to do more decodes on Formula One. I'm going to look into Michael Schumacher and his skiing incident. So I'm sure that was a ritual. A lot of rituals in F1. A lot. So I'm going to focus a lot more of my energy now, guys, on these type of decodes. Because decoding professional sports, honestly, it's hit and miss. I have months where I'm almost perfect, and then I'll go a week where I struggle. And I don't think it's worth my energy. I'll still do it for fun. I'll still place some bets, but not as often. This is the stuff that intrigues me. Trying to figure out this universe, this matrix, these numbers, these rituals, who's behind them, why they happen, can we stop them? Do they need our energy for them to happen? If people become aware of these numbers, will the rituals stop, which will make the world a better place? I don't know. But that's where I want to place my energy, guys. Not just in rig sports. Like anyone who's watched my videos now, you can't deny that these outcomes are predetermined. That rituals take place pretty much every game. I've called too many games and championship perfectly using Gematria for it to be lucky. And I know that a lot of people doubt Gematria when people like myself get a few things wrong, and that's a real shame. If they're winning money, they believe in Gematria. If they're not, Gematria is fake. It's nonsense. And that's tragic, to be honest, because this is sacred knowledge. You think all this information I've just presented is completely organic, that it's not a ritual, that this guy wasn't murdered? Think it was just an accident? Or all these celebrities who have overdoses? You think they do? I think some of them do. I think a lot of them don't, especially when you decode the death dates. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you supporting my work as usual. I think the more people that are aware of this knowledge, the better for everybody. Maybe not for the Society of Jesus or the Jesuit order or the Luciferians running the world. They don't want people knowing this information. They want everyone to be a zombie and watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians or professional sports or the news. It's what they want you to watch. They don't want you to think for yourself. They want you to think people like me are crazy. Okay? That's what these people want. They want people like me to be seen as crazy, as conspiracy theorists. Well, it's not the case. It's far from it. So there you have it, guys. Ayrton Senna death decode.